my history stops in Mississippi. Like where my ancestors might have came from before they got to Mississippi or Alabama.
Yeah.
Or North Carolina, question marks.
You look at the great country houses in this country, you look at some of the fantastic buildings in this city, and you can trace it back that they were funded by the profits of slavery. There are streets that are named after people who enslaved Africans. So in this city, there's currently a discussion between people like from the museum, the city council, people from the Liverpool black community. Is now the time, if not to change the name of streets, to put them in context. So it's not letting people get off the hook anymore.
So America is the end result to business wickedness out of the UK. That's dark. You guys experience discrimination in your field?
It's really hard to know if it's because you're black or even because you're a woman.
That's what's so tough about discrimination and racism. It's that it's so insidious and you can't always call it out and know that something is kind of attributed to your race, and it makes you kind of question yourself and you're like, maybe it wasn't that. I'm sure it wasn't. It was okay. But those moments where you've had like hair touching, or when someone kind of tells you, oh, make sure you don't bring that smelly food into the office, and that's before you kind of had a chance to bring food in, that's when you're like, something is definitely not right.
There have been times where people have made comments about you, like hanging around with a group of black people, for example. You just have to be really conscious of how it will look to other people, because I've kind of been told in the past, like a group of, like, I guess, young black people doesn't usually have the best kind of connotations, even if we're just kind of having lunch together. So,
that's really sad. Yeah.
Do you feel like a box ticked? Oh, we have our female and our
black
woman, and you tick 2 boxes.
Well, then, exactly. So that's where you talk about diversity versus inclusion. Because yes, there's, you can tick the boxes and say, here we have a black woman now, but if the culture isn't inclusive, you won't retain that talent.